people are asked, "Who's your favorite actor?" someone recognizable and beloved is almost always said. I've heard people say old favorites like Tom Hanks, up-and-comers like Daniel Kaluuya, and I've even heard Pauly Shore as an answer. Unfortunately for me, the man I work for is never mentioned. He's only spoken about when he's in the news for his umpteenth drunken brawl or when he ruins a movie with his incompetence. Ladies and gentlemen, Eric Hastings III, the worst man in Hollywood. God, how I hate him. So, a bit of background knowledge about me. My name is Valerie Lewis. Late 20s, virgin, majored in business. Why does all of this matter? Why do I matter? Because I'm the personal handler for the feral beast that is Mr. Hastings. I got this gig as a dying wish from the late great Eric Hastings Sr., an old family friend and one of the biggest directors of the 40s and 50s. Since he had no family outside of his shithead grandson, I was the only person who was with him when he died. He was so moved by my kindness that he wanted me to show Eric III that kindness and hopefully make him a better man because of it. He assigned me to be Eric's caretaker when he turned 35. If I managed to keep him from an early grave, I would receive his entire fortune. At the time it sounded easy. Fast forward to now, and I'm now witnessing the carnage Eric left in his trailer. The room looks like a bear ran through here. Bottles of absinthe strewn about the cupboards. The once pristine carpet was now soaked in piss, and the underwear of what I can assume to be extras with low self-esteem hanged from the ceiling fan. I rolled my eyes and began to clean, making sure it was fresh for his next mental collapse. I was halfway through the deep clean when he called. If it isn't the world's best assistant," Eric shouted on the other line. For all his faults, he had a very beautiful voice. It almost made me forget I'd spent the last 2 hours scrubbing his pee out of his carpet. "Hello, Eric." "Whoa, your voice sounds raspy." "Well, you know, raspier than usual." "Did one of my co-stars fuck your brains out or something?" "Haha, Eric. Seriously, you need a boy toy you can wrap around your finger. Or a girl toy if that's what you're into." "Eric, we have this conversation every week. I don't want to date any of your floozies and junkie friends." "But you'd see me more often," I sighed. "What do you need, Eric? I'm quite busy," I inquired. He chuckled. "Oh, don't you appreciate the gift I've left for you?" Did he intentionally do this to annoy me? "Eric!" I exclaimed into the phone, frustration mounting. Sorry. Hey, I was wondering if you could find some food for me tonight. You know it's my time." I paused for a moment. "Eric, I thought that wasn't until next week." Eric's chuckle evolved into hearty laughter. "You're always so punctual, yet you always seem to forget this." "It's not that I'm forgetful, I just despise it." Eric ceased laughing. "Come on, Valerie, do it for my old man." Why did he have to use that card? "Fine." "Yay, you're the best, sweet cheeks." I could hear Eric smile through the phone. It only irritated me further. "Whatever." "Love you, Valerie, you're a peach. Also, when I'm done tonight, can you—" "Yes, fine, whatever, I can do that." "Thank you." "Whoa. Don't forget we wrap today, so bring it to my house, not the trailer." "So I cleaned this for nothing." "Yep." He hung up. You probably already figured out what he needs by now. Every 2 weeks, I lure an innocent person to Eric's trailer, house, or wherever he happens to be at that time. I step out, and when I return, I dispose of the remains he leaves behind. He's worked up a sexual appetite, and this is my compromise. I refuse to let him harm the people I bring him. Providing food carries enough emotional weight for me. God, I'm so messed up. I could have been a stockbroker. I rose from the sanitized rug and exited the cleaned trailer. It was time to hit the town. Hollywood is a vast place, teeming with gullible people, awful individuals, and fools. These are the people I seek out, individuals who wouldn't be missed, who wouldn't even warrant an obituary in the newspaper. People like me. The thought of my own funeral made me tense. Who would even attend? Eric? I pushed the notion out of my mind and admired the setting sun. It was soothing, making me feel somewhat content. A few minutes later, I arrived at my destination, the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I strolled past the list of stars until I reached a relatively new addition, Eric Hastings Jr., another fallen star whose life tragically ended on his 35th birthday. It appeared that Eric Sr.'s handler was skeptical of his claims and steadfastly refused to provide sustenance, leading to a harrowing demise for young Jr. The manner of his passing remained shrouded in mystery, but the aftermath was all too vividly etched in people's minds. A room drenched in crimson, fragments of Junior scattered about like a gruesome mosaic. The sole inhabitant of that blood-soaked tableau was his handler, who faced arrest for the heinous crime of murder. The industry mourned the loss of a true luminary, a star who had graced some of the most iconic films of the early 2000s, from the cult classic Batman vs. Cornelius Stirk to the profoundly unsettling masterpiece, The Devil's Appetite Knows No Bounds, culminating in an Oscar-worthy performance in Choke. Eric was, by all accounts, an exquisite human being, and yet here I stand, burdened with the company of a man who indulges in debauchery after feasting upon the flesh of others. My loathing for him knows no bounds. Taking a deep breath, I resolve to ensnare some unsuspecting victims. "Hi," I address a corpulent man. Eric always claimed to prefer the corpulent ones, as they supposedly kept his hunger at bay longer. "Huh? What's up, little lady? Are you a fan of Eric Hastings Jr.? Naturally, isn't everyone? Well, what if I told you I had a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity?" The man arches an eyebrow. "Go on. Would you like to meet his progeny?" He chuckles. "So I can pity that failure? Absolutely not." He walks away, and I notice a child and a woman approaching him. Damn it. I nearly lured a family man into this. I must exercise greater caution. As the sun sinks below the horizon, my efforts prove fruitless time and time again. No one wants to visit him. Not that I blame them. I'm on the verge of despair when Bob makes an appearance. "Hi, sir," I greet him. "Whatever," he mutters as he strides past me. Tall, muscular, and bald, he exudes an air of toughness. "Sir," I shout after him. He whirls around. "What?" I take a step back. Do you want to me? Spit it out already." I swallow hard. "Do you want to meet a celebrity?" He leans in. "Huh? Do you want to meet a celebrity?" He leans back. "Who?" Eric Hastings III. The guy bursts into laughter. "Ah, shit, I love him. I'd love to meet him. Where's he at?" "His house." "I get to see his house. Nice." His tough exterior vanishes entirely. "Yes, sir, come with me." "Sick. I'm Bob, by the way." "Valerie." I gaze into his friendly eyes. "I'm sorry, Bob, you don't deserve this." I guide him to my car and we head toward his impending fate. Bob can't stop talking about Eric. "So you work for the man, huh?" "Yes, sir." That's so cool." "It's all right." "All right, it's Eric Hastings III." I shrugged. Man, when I saw him in National Lampoon's Unwatchable Garbage, I thought he was a riot. I put on a fake smile. "I'm glad you liked that movie. What's your favorite EH3 movie, Valerie?" "None of them," I thought. "They're all hot garbage." "All of them," I said. "They're all so great." "Nah, that's a cop-out. What's your favorite?" "I guess if I had to pick one, it'd be Why Do I Lie?" That's his worst one. He's barely in it. It took insurmountable restraint to tell him that's why it's my favorite. We arrived. My stomach churned. "Here we are, Bob." "Psych." I escorted him inside the secluded mansion. We walked through the foyer and into the living room. There he was, Eric Hastings III, the reason I unfortunately get up in the morning. He swept back his illustrious blonde hair and sat on the couch like he's some sort of king. "Hey Val, love your outfit," Eric said. "Thanks." I looked at my blue pantsuit. It actually did look nice. "Oh my God," Bob exclaimed. Val, who's our guest?" My name is Bob Conrad, sir. It's an honor and a pleasure to meet you." As if he teleported, Bob shot over to the couch and violently shook Eric's hand. "Whoa, hey now, buddy, it's nice to meet you," Bob chuckled. "You called me your buddy, sir." "Well, you are, aren't you?" Eric looked at me and motioned for me to go in the bathroom and get ready. I heard Eric ask him what his favorite movie of his was as I locked the door. I unbuttoned my suit and kicked my shoes off, removing my underwear as well. I looked in the mirror, seeing all these freckles covering my body. I look okay. Not good, not bad. But it keeps Eric from doing worse than murder. I left my headband and glasses on and opened the door. The conversation had turned from movies to Bob's blood-curdling screams. The feast had begun. I peeked around the corner and saw Bob, so happy to be here moments ago, sprint for the door. His arm was hanging from the socket, and he was covered in blood and bite marks, but he was alive. "Hey, Valerie, help!" he screamed. I said nothing and stuck my foot out. He tripped, falling and breaking his neck with a sickening crack. I felt nothing. "Eric, your dinner is in here." "Thanks, Val." He made his way into the foyer and saw the corpse. His smile faded. "God damn it, why did you have to go and kill him? Now he's going to taste bad." I sighed. "I'm sorry, Eric. Maybe you can snack on him while you—" "Nah, I'm not in the mood for that anymore. I'll just eat what's left. You better go find me a live one tomorrow because I'm not waiting another 2 weeks with this in my stomach." I said nothing and quietly retreated to the bathroom to put my clothes back on. I gazed at myself in the mirror, consumed by shame. I was an assistant to a cannibal, devoid of any real relationships. Everyone I met was just food for him. I sank to the ground and wept, not because of my sins, but because of the hopelessness that engulfed me. All of this had started with my desire to help an elderly family friend. I bit my thumb hard enough to draw blood, watching it trickle down my hand, falling to the floor with the same force as Bob's head. I could have been a stockbroker. Eric entered the room covered in blood. "Hey Val, just wanted to tell you he actually didn't taste that bad." I wiped the tears from my face. "Really?" "Yeah, still a bit gamey, but overall not bad. You did really well." He smiled and closed the door. I looked in the mirror and smiled back, my cheeks flushed. My God, how I loved him.